Hey guys! Today I am sitting right here instead of over there, and you guys are looking back there instead of there, which is how you know this is a video of some sort of substance and meaning. This area is generally the Ayydubs thinking spot. In order to make sure I don't lose my train of thought in talking to you guys today, I wrote down everything I wanted to talk about on my computer, which is sitting in front of me. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. Today I want to talk about something that I think about so much that I suspect other people must think about it as well. If perchance I am incorrect and the majority of people don't feel this way, then you might find yourself watching me ramble. But I have a strong feeling that nearly everyone is going to be able to relate to what I'm talking about in some way, shape, or form. Emotions and feelings are complicated and very, very difficult to put to words, so I'm going to try my hardest. We as people, for some reason, need to justify everything. This happened and now I'm angry. I'm sad because this happened. But sometimes you find yourself having emotions that seem to come from nowhere. Particularly, I'm talking about less positive emotions when you feel sad or lonely for no reason and you just can't quite put your finger on why you feel this terrible way. I think a lot of the time people are almost embarrassed by their feelings because they think that they shouldn't be feeling them, that they don't have the right to be feeling them, that what they're going through isn't that bad, or that other people are going through things that are worse, and just overall that they're not in the position to allow themselves to feel this way. Do you ever find yourself in a situation where someone asks you what's wrong, or you feel like talking to someone because you don't feel good and you can't because all you can say is, I feel shitty and I don't know why? But you can't say that. It doesn't make sense, right? Because no one ever talks about feeling this way, even though I think everyone feels this way a lot of the time. I feel like it's almost just completely human nature to feel this way. It's like an inevitable part of life. What I'm describing, a lot of people could point out and say, oh, that sounds like depression, but that's another thing. People often self-diagnose themselves because they feel a certain way or they have certain characteristics or traits that are commonly found in certain mental illnesses. They decide that they're depressed or their friend is bipolar or schizophrenic. Mental illnesses are debilitating. They are torturous. There's nothing good or there's no relief in thinking that that's what you have. I think we owe it to the people who suffer from these mental illnesses to not just toss out the words like they mean nothing. You know, this person's OCD, or like, I think I'm depressed because, and take a step back and realize that this is like an illness, not just a feeling or an idea. There are obviously people who really do suffer from depression, and if you feel like you might, or there's something wrong and you want help, then you should by all means seek help. Back to my point, I think a lot of people self-diagnose themselves because it is a way to, like I said before, justify their feelings. I must be feeling so down because I have depression. And like I said before, you don't need to have an explanation for everything. We are humans. We have feelings. We must feel them. Life is great, people are great, there's so much to be happy about, but there's also so much to be sad about, and there's no reason to stop yourself from feeling sad. You can't stop your emotions, you can't stop your thoughts, so just feel them. Being embarrassed or ashamed of your feelings only enhances all the negative energy that's going on. You don't need to find ways to force yourself out of a rut or make excuses for how you feel. I get this wave of emptiness a lot. I'm sad, I feel alone, and if you were to ask me how I felt in that moment in time, I would say absolutely miserable. This is something that I deal with and I've dealt with for a really long time, and from communicating with close friends, I've come to believe that a lot of people feel this way, or at least have experienced feeling this way. It's not really a topic that people discuss, so it's hard to know how common it is, and because we like to jump to conclusions and decide that people have certain illnesses and this and that, it's almost taboo to feel this way unless you have a way to justify it. You're human, and you're supposed to have these emotions. Also, most of us are rising adults, teens, tweens. This is like the most emotional up and down roller coaster time of our entire lives. So we all need to also take a step back and understand that, and just know that a lot of people are also feeling this way around us. Also, another quick side note is sometimes we feel really strongly about certain situations that we don't think we deserve to feel strongly about. So very like relatable examples, just like about your weight or how your appearance or something that happened or didn't happen with a significant other, even if that person isn't a significant other. Specifically, if that person isn't a significant other, it's just a person that you like, that you don't have enough with that person to have, you feel like you don't have enough with that person to be able to justify feeling sad. All of this kind of, these problems that people push away and say, oh, don't worry about that, or you shouldn't feel that way about that. All of those problems can sometimes cause a lot of negative emotions, and you feel like you're totally not in the position to feel the way you feel. Again, humans. I would be more concerned if you didn't feel anything than if you felt too much. Too much. What is too much? I feel like a lot of people I meet are characters. They are their personality and that's it. And then you meet some people who are people, and you see a bit of yourself in them. You see how they can think like you and feel things like you. I think a lot of people have this kind of superiority type thing when you think you're the person, not the character, and you see all the characters. I guess the idea is that if all of us have this sort of idea that our thoughts are the right thoughts, whatever it may be, that we're all just idiots. Because then if everyone feels that way, then no one's actually right. And we're all just too self-absorbed to understand that you are not your own entity, but we are all one large being who is way more similar than you suspect. But I also don't feel that way. I also feel like I am not like people, but I also believe that we all are very similar. It's complicated. And I'm not making any sense. But basically, when I meet people, I try to gauge how much I can relate to them, whether this person is a character or a person. And a lot of the times I feel like I can't become good friends with people who are characters because there's nothing really deep binding us together. But also, perhaps I'm just an idiot and these people are just really to themselves. And the problem is me because I am not able to break through to these people and get to see their thoughts that resemble a person instead of a character. I seriously hope this is making sense. Tying this all together, I think we all need to understand that feeling like no one else feels the way we do, or feeling like we can't share the way we feel because we can't justify our feelings with other people, only isolates us more and makes us feel even worse. This doesn't mean you have to have deep relationships with everyone you meet, but just acknowledge that the relationships where you can talk about your feelings and you can just, or even if you can't talk about your feelings, just be yourself and feel comfortable, like you can breathe around certain people. Those relationships are really, really special. I am loud and I am outgoing, and based off of all of my vlogs running around with random people on my vlog channel, you guys think that I have this crazy social life with tons of friends, which is funny to me because I feel like I have less friends than most of the people around me, which may be how most people feel, but I don't know because people don't tend to talk about these things. I have a lot of acquaintances, but I don't feel the friend bond with that many people. I hate how easily people call each other friends because I think a lot goes into friendships, and you can't just suddenly, it's like suddenly deciding that someone's your boyfriend. That sounds kind of absurd, right? Like, you can't just decide someone is suddenly your friend and you've known them for like however long, you know? You do have to, like, you go from the dating phase to the relationship phase. You go from the acquaintance phase to the friendship phase, but a lot of people just kind of jump the gun, and I think because of that, people don't realize how important friendship is, and how friendship is a relationship that takes work and care and meaning. But I also think one of the greatest things in life is human interactions, and just humans feeling connected, sharing things with one another, and like feeling that bond with another person. That spark, that bond is really important, and that kind of entails friendship in and of itself. So my beliefs on this topic completely contradict each other. A lot of the times when I think, I contradict myself, and I just confuse myself a lot, which is not a great way to end this video, because I'm not exactly proving that I have the capacity to share these thoughts with you, but it's also a great way to end this video because I'm telling you that nothing is precise, nothing is exact, and not everything needs a reason, which kind of comes full circle. A big message in this video. A lot of the times I think in black and white, and I get really frustrated when I see that certain things are gray. But ultimately we all just have to breathe and take things as they are. This is quite the Ayydubs video. I hope all of this kind of followed a straight line that made sense. I would love if you guys commented and just commented on this video your thoughts basically on all the topics, or any of the topics that I discussed. And if you like this type of video, there is a whole lot more of rambling that I can do. Just let me know, and I could make a sequel. I could really make a sequel, or just say, Alex, you're freaking nuts. Shut up and stop, which also makes sense. I would completely understand. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Good God. I will see you in my next video.